Well, good Erev Shabbos from Cleveland, Ohio. I want to wish you a great Shabbos, and you should know that this week's Torah portion features the mitzvah of tzedakah, of charity. And it has in it a point that a lot of people don't realize. Tzedakah, it seems, is the only mitzvah in the entire Torah that if you have a bad heart, you don't feel good about what you're doing, the mitzvah, it seems, doesn't count. That's unbelievable. Some say maybe it just means that the mitzvah of not having a bad heart doesn't count, and you mean you failed. But the simple meaning is the whole mitzvah doesn't count. You got to like what you're doing. And based on that, it's been suggested that there's an aspect to this mitzvah that even though all commandments need conviction to do them, some like to associate that word with the word belief. The mitzvah of tzedakah is complete conviction. That's all it is. And the conviction you have to have is expressed in Ethics of the Fathers. Give to him, meaning God, from his, that which is his. And you and yours are his, meaning not only the 10% you give if you're average, or the 20% you give if you're righteous, but everything you have, the 90 or the 80 that you get to keep, belongs to God. Now, what does that mean? Well, it doesn't just mean that you have to give more and more and more. That's not the case. It means you have to realize that that which you keep really belongs to God. In fact, the language that's very popular in the world that we live in is you're a custodian of God's money with the wealth that you have. Which means even when you're not giving tzedakah, you've got to be thinking, am I doing with my money what God wants me to do? Taking care of my family in an appropriate way? Maybe an occasional luxury? Or is there such a thing as, doing too much? I'm not here to judge anyone. Maybe I'm guilty myself. But the fact remains is that everything we have is God, not just our things and our money, but ourselves, our powers, our abilities, our intelligence, our creativity. Everything we have belongs to him. And therefore, when we lose anything, whether financial or physical, someone close to us, God gives and God takes. And really, maybe in a certain sense, what that means is God loans and he takes back. And we have to recognize that we have to dedicate our things, our money, and our very being to God. And if not, well, then we won't be happy when we do the mitzvah of tzedakah. We'll have a bad heart, and it won't count, because that's the mitzvah, is to give tzedakah, is to develop the conviction that everything belongs to him. Have a good Shabbos.